It's 6 o'clock, a frigid start to the day all over central Texas and the Brazos Valley. Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Joey Horta. We have team coverage of the ice storm. Nikki Simon and Paige Ellenberger are live tracking the latest road conditions and monitoring power outages. But let's begin with meteorologist Josh Johns and the latest here on what we should expect outside today. Josh?
Yeah, and what we should expect, Joey, is more ice on the way. We're still in the thick of our winter storm. The winter storm warning continuing now through Thursday for almost all of central Texas and the Brazos Valley. It does leave out Grimes County as ice accumulations of 1/4 to 1/2 inch will be possible. 1/4 inch causes big issues on the roadways. A 1/2 inch really causes those power outages. So hopefully that doesn't continue, but right now we are tracking a little band of freezing rain that's working through. Some of it heavier at times. I think the heaviest right now there in Bosque County, but we still have a moderate band of freezing rain from McGregor down through South Waco over towards Perry in northern Falls County. Down into Bell County, a little bit of a break, though you are still seeing freezing drizzle and light freezing rain. Another little burst working through Gatesville, but the heaviest this morning actually sitting just to our north. Hamilton County, you're getting a pretty good burst of freezing rain here north of Hamilton working towards Hico. Another one stretching from Meridian to Clifton. That's going to be moving over Lake Whitney into Hill County. And then back to the west, some light freezing rain towards San Saba. We're keeping a close eye on the freeze line in the Brazos Valley as it has moved into Robertson and all the way through Milam into Burleson County. Right now, though, Bryan College Station above freezing, but it wouldn't surprise me if you try to drop to that freezing point by the time we hit sunrise. So man, to watch for slick spots on bridges there. And then over the northern parts of Freestone County, pretty good little batch of freezing rain there as well. There's more building down to the south, so we'll actually keep these freezing rain chances around. Pretty good chances here through the morning. An 80% chance, 8, 10 o'clock, 70% chance at noon. I think we'll get some drier air trying to come in here by the end of the day. That could help to lower those rain chances. Then they'll pick back up again overnight on into Wednesday. In fact, we'll keep freezing rain and sleet around all the way through Thursday morning. So the commute still going to have issues tomorrow and for Thursday. We may not get above freezing until we get into Thursday afternoon. That's when things will start to improve.
Okay, Josh, and road conditions could get worse today. If you gotta get to work, it could get tricky. 25 News reporter Nikia Simon, live from the Flying J in Waco. Nikia, how's it look out there now?
Good morning. I'm not sure what you just said, Joey, but I am going to say that the conditions here is picking up as the time in the morning goes along. I'm going to step to aside because what else is picking up are the cars on the road. So as ice and sleet conditions continue to increase as the day goes by, you want to avoid highways like this one. Road conditions will become worse as ice increase. Travel is highly discouraged as freezing rain and sleet are expected to come in waves throughout the morning. But if you have to travel this morning, AAA spokesperson Daniel Armbruster offers some tips you can use to remain safe.
Crashes we see in winter weather situations are oftentimes drivers who are getting in a hurry, not giving themselves enough reaction time. And so you really want to make sure you reduce your speed if the roadways are icy and just give yourself plenty of time. Don't get in a hurry and make sure that you have an emergency vehicle kit with you in case you do end up stranded.
We also spoke about the emergency safety kit you want to make sure you have in your vehicle. It should include batteries, blankets, ice scraper, and a first aid kit. Daniel also wants to remind everyone to gas their car up to at least half a tank. This will prevent your gas line from freezing up. And if you are in an emergency, you'll have some fuel to wait as response times will be delayed due to road conditions. As the morning goes along, we'll keep you updated on what's happening here. Like I said before, the conditions are beginning to pick up. So if you are deciding to travel, you want to make sure that you are prepared heading out on the roads. Back to you, Joey.
Yeah, put those wipers up when you park and get out so they don't get stuck to the windshield. Nikia, thanks. The Bryan College Station area also prepping for some tricky travel conditions. TxDOT pre-treating the roads in the Brazos Valley Monday ahead of the storm. The agency wants to keep you safe.
We are starting working around the clock for 24/7 until the event leaves the Brazos Valley. We're doing this in all our 10 counties, Chris. We are starting to be prepared for the worst and praying for the best.
Well, TxDOT's reminding drivers the best thing to do is stay home. But if you do have to get somewhere, slow down, look out for ice. A big concern during this storm, too, is the chance of losing power. And ERCOT, according to them, the state has enough power supply to keep up with the demand, but always a good idea to be prepared. KRHD anchor Paige Ellenberger live in Bryan now with how to prepare now in case the power goes out later. Paige, good morning.
Hey, Joey, good morning. Yeah, I'm just outside of downtown Bryan at the Texas Utilities office here again in Bryan, and I do see some more people heading out onto the roadways, but the rain is coming down and it's quickly freezing around me. And because of that, there are a few key things you need to know about power outages. Okay, first and foremost, you heard it there from Nakia, from TxDOT, both in Waco and here in the Bryan College Station area. Stay home if you can. If you can't, take it slow and safe. This isn't going to only ensure your safety, but others around you. A spokeswoman with BTU does tell me that they're probably going to be dealing with more power outages due to people hitting utility poles than the weather itself. Secondly, if you're home, use your energy wisely. If it's still on, turn off as many things as possible just so you can keep up with the demand with the grid statewide. If your power does go out, remain patient and keep one light flicked on so that way if the power does turn back on, you'll know what to do. Megan Brown with BTU does tell me that this week shouldn't look like anything back in 2021 like we saw with the winter blast, but because of that storm, they're more prepared come this time around.
We always stand at the ready and go back and look and see, after any kind of event, we have a post-event analysis and see what we could do better next time.
And here's the good news. Brown tells me that they haven't heard from the state or ERCOT about lack of supply on the grid as of right now. Joey?
Nakia, right. Thanks, Paige. Appreciate it. The Public Utility Commission, too, of Texas and Oncor as well, asking you to report power outages caused by those down power lines. Icy weather causing concern. According to Oncor, it's prepared for the storm. Crews are working, 16-hour shifts around the clock. The company is not asking for help yet, but that could change depending on how much ice we end up getting here. And ERCOT says there won't be a problem this time around. Many school districts are either delaying or canceling school today. Here's a list. No school for Waco, Temple, Killeen, Midway, Robinson, or West ISD today. Bishop Riker Catholic School in Waco won't start until 10 a.m. College students will be attending class online today for many schools. Baylor, TSCC, Temple College, and UMHB are going remote. A&M Central Texas is canceling all on-campus classes. Central Texas College and Hill College are also closed. Texas A&M University and College Station, though, will be open, they say, as usual. You'll find a list of school and business closures scrolling across the bottom of your screen here on this newscast, and you can also find that on our website, kxxv.com. Cold weather's here, many of us looking for ways to stay warm. And in just a few minutes, we'll take a look at the warming shelters open up across Central Texas.
And I'm tracking rounds of freezing rain working across the area. The latest on your forecast coming up.
I did notice a few icicles when I was stepping outside this morning, about 2-3 inches long, hanging over my garage. That's about it as far as the ice was concerned on my way to work about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, same here. Didn't see much. I didn't even see icicles on mine. However, don't be deceived by that, because I stepped on the grass and almost slipped. Because the grass is taking on a lot of ice here lately. If you didn't salt your driveway, it's possible that is taking on a lot of ice here lately. And those bridges, if the grass is iced, the bridges are iced. And that is going to be the case here as we go through the morning here. Please be careful. Try to avoid those bridges if you can, if you have to get on the road. If you don't have to, just stay home and stay warm. It's cold out there. 26 degrees, feeling like 16 now. Clark Ruppert Camp, South Waco, giving you that view. Joy, look at the shine there on the new road. That's a sign we have a little bit of moisture on the road. Likely, if there's not a lot of cars driving over that, that's freezing quickly because we're at 26 degrees right now. So we're going to have to watch those surface roads. Killeen, there's the view there. I-14 at this moment looking okay. 27 degrees though, so again, we could have ice forming on the road there. And then in Harker Heights, you can tell that our camera's iced over, so that means that the bridges are likely dealing with that ice as well. Winter storm warning continues through at least Thursday, so we're going to keep having these issues here for the next few days. Ice accumulation of 1/4 to a 1/2 inch possible by the time it's all said and done. We're still tracking a little round of freezing rain right now. In some cases, it is fairly heavy in our northwestern counties, 26 in Waco, 27 now in Temple. You can see this light freezing rain moving through Bruceville, Eddy back through Troy. There was a little burst that's moved through Waco at this time. Bell County, you're dealing with some of the drier air currently, but there's still freezing drizzle even where the rain is not showing up on radar at this time. So that can still accrete on the bridges and on some of those elevated surfaces. These are some pretty heavy bursts of freezing rain in northern Hamilton and Bosque County, also northern Coryell. I'm going to take the winter mode off of this just to show you how intense some of this rain is falling. Reds showing up, that means you get some heavy rain out of that. And remember, that's falling into colder temperatures that are near freezing. So that's going to add up quickly as that passes over. Also some light freezing rain down towards San Saba, Lampasas, and even into the Brazos Valley. We're seeing this freezing rain trying to inch a little further east, but at this time, looks like temperatures are above freezing officially at the airports in Bryan College Station. So hopefully that means the issues there are going to be rather minor. Still, try to stay off the roads if you can. If you do have to get on them, give yourself at least 30 extra minutes of time so that you don't have to deal with any issues if you encounter the ice. 29 degrees by 10 o'clock, 29 by noon, lower 30s by 4 o'clock. It is going to stay cold, and we'll be dealing with this freezing rain and sleet all the way now through Thursday morning, it looks like. May not warm above freezing until the afternoon, and that's when we'll finally see conditions improve. So conditions likely deteriorate today with the rain that's going to continue to build in. We will see little bursts of heavier freezing rain possible. I think the better chance for that, at least locally in the Waco-Temple-Killeen area, is going to be this afternoon. Temperatures, if they could stay below freezing in the Brazos Valley, will allow some of that to build there in the Brazos Valley as well. And then as we go through tonight, it's now looking like we get a second round trying to build in after midnight. And with this, we could have some heavier bursts with it as well. So we need to monitor for that. Even some heavier bursts still possible during the morning tomorrow. So I think the biggest issues are going to come in tomorrow, even into Thursday morning now. Models want to bring in another round of rain. Question is going to be how warm are we going to get? Right now, I still think we're going to stay below freezing, so we'll have to monitor for further icing into Thursday, at least by the afternoon. We try to warm up. Let's put it all together here in your Central Texas 10-day forecast. 30 today, 32 tomorrow. I have temperatures getting to 38 Thursday afternoon. Still, there's going to be issues on the roadways for the first part of the day at least. Upper 50s through Friday and Saturday, and then 60s Sunday and Monday. Brazos Valley, you're going to stay a little warmer. 41 by Thursday and may warm close to 70 by early next week.
All right, Josh, thanks. The weather not just creating problems on the roads, it's also impacting travelers that are flying. How many flights are canceled so far across the state? Up next. As you wake up, warming centers are open across Central Texas, including the Moss Rose Community Center, open now through Wednesday night, and also in Temple, the Salvation Army on Avenue G and Impact Church on Adams Avenue are both open. In Waco, there's a Salvation Army on Webster Avenue and the Dewey Community Center, that's on 9th Street. In Harker Heights, the Central Fire Station and Police Station on Indian Trail are open. And there are also several warming centers across the Brazos Valley. Street Ministries in Rockdale open on North Main Street. The Hearn Police Station also taking folks in. And if the power goes out in Rosebud, the D. Brown building will turn into a warming center as well. Hundreds of flights out of DFW are canceled. According to FlightAware, just over 280 flights that were supposed to leave this morning are not. Another 260 incoming flights are also grounded. Over at Dallas Love Field, more than 100 flights are canceled for today. 140 at the Austin Airport are canceled as well. Delays and cancellations are expected to last until this storm blows over. Winter weather moving through Central Texas now, and in about 10 minutes we'll take a look at the latest road conditions. Hope you're drinking something nice and hot to keep you warm this morning, and here's a mug to put it in for tomorrow. Today's winners are Jose Rivera and Antonio Trinidad. Congrats. We'll let you know how to pick up your mug. If you want one too, just go to our website. It's kxxv.com/contest. Click the mug and give us your email address. We'll put your name into the drawing for our next giveaway coming up here tomorrow. All right. Hanging on tight to this mug too. You need something warm. I actually have sweatpants on underneath my pants this morning because I'm ready for this. And you said wear boots. I got those too.
Wear boots.
So do you, but that's every day.
Yeah, that is every day. That's how I was brought up. I continue rising. But hey, the traction helps. The
Yeah, that's
traction
right.
really helps on a day like today. You want to wear shoes that have traction if you have to get out in this at all. And again, you want to try to stay off the roads if you don't have to be on it, but if you do have to be on it, give yourself some extra time. I want to take a look at the current road conditions. This is from drivetexas.org. If you're heading anywhere, go ahead and check this before you get on the roads, because as you can see, these little roads that are outlined in white are where ice and snow has been reported. So that includes the 317 here west of Waco, and then also Loop 340 merging into Highway 6, I-35 into Waco, even some reported on I-14 in Bell County. There's going to be a lot more, I think, as we go through the morning. They'll light up with that white. But again, check that commute before you get on the road. Already, we're tracking some bursts of heavier freezing rain at times in the middle of some of this light freezing drizzle we're dealing with. Here's some of the moderate stuff from Bruceville, Eddy, down through Lorena. Some of the heavier stuff still to the north. Bell County, you're getting a little band of light to moderate freezing rain developing from Killeen through Temple, moving over Stillhouse Hollow. And then as we get into parts of Coryell County, that's a lightning strike. This is very heavy freezing rain from Turnersville that's going to be working up through Clifton. When you get lightning occurring in this, that tells you that we have a lot of moisture with this, and that's going to be coming down, turning into ice. So roads likely going to be an issue if they aren't already across parts of Bosque County. That does include 317, which I showed you was already ice from Valley Mills to Crawford. I took off the mask of the winter look to it to kind of give you an idea how heavy this rain is in addition to that lightning. Look at some of the red showing up on radar. This is what it would look like without the winter around. So that is some very heavy rain that is moving through at times with the ice that's going to be building in. Goldthwaite, a little bit of light to moderate rain as well. The Brazos Valley, you're getting some light stuff right now. We're watching the freezing line closely. It's still off to the west of Bryan College Station, but it's trying to work to the east. And then also a pretty good downpour, a pretty good freezing rain shower there moving through Malone and Hill County, working up towards Navarre County. I think we'll see more of this activity build. There's a little chunk of energy lifting over us. That's why we're seeing some of the more intense rain trying to build in at times. And we still have a lot of moisture down the south as well, so that's still got to move on over. You can tell that winter storm warning stretches from Dallas, Fort Worth, all the way down through Austin, San Antonio, but here locally, does include everyone except Grimes County. Ice of around 1/4 to 1/2 inch accumulation possible. As we go through your Tuesday, expect the rain chances to remain high for the first part of the day. I think as we get into the afternoon, into the evening, we might get some drier air to come in here. That's before another round builds in, and we're going to have these multiple rounds all the way through at least Thursday morning right now. That's why that winter storm warning has been extended through Thursday. Here we go on into the afternoon. I think we'll see little bursts of heavier freezing rain possible this afternoon. Maybe a little bit of a drying trend into the overnight hours, but another burst comes in tomorrow morning. And then we get into Thursday morning, still more bursts coming in. The question is going to be where temperatures are on Thursday. Right now, I think they'll be above freezing. So let's get that Central Texas 10-day forecast. Lower 30s today and tomorrow, upper 30s Thursday, upper 60s into Sunday and Monday. And as you look at the Brazos Valley 10-day forecast, expect those temperatures in the 30s here the next few days, close to 70 next week. We'll be right back with more here on Good Morning Texas.
It's 6:30 and it is a frigid start to the day all over Central Texas and the Brazos Valley. Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Joey Horta. We have team coverage of this ice storm. Nikia Simon and Paige Ellenberger tracking the latest road conditions and monitoring power outages. We begin though with meteorologist Josh Johns, and he's got the latest on what you can expect. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, and the short answer of that is more ice to build here as we go through the day. Already you can see on the Clark Roofing cam in South Waco that things are looking pretty slick there along New Road. The sheen on that road indicating a little bit of black ice has formed there. Clark Roofing cam in Harker Heights gives you a view at that as well. The ice has formed on our camera there. That means the bridges likely icing over there in Bell County as well. And then at Bryan College Station, while you are above freezing currently, temperatures in the mid-30s, we are still seeing that rain develop, and also temperatures that are dipping below freezing across other parts of the Brazos Valley. Within these showers that are building, we are having bursts of heavy freezing rain at times. None of those over the immediate Waco typical clean at this time, but we are seeing a little bit of light to moderate rain across parts of Waco. Also some light rain moving through Bell County. Again, this is falling, and as it hits the ground, as it hits the roadway, it's freezing on contact because temperatures are so cold. Look what's happening here in the northwest of Waco. This is lightning from Clifton to Turnersville. That's thunder freezing rain. You heard of thunder snow? Well, this is thunder freezing rain. So very intense little rain rates coming in from that little batch of freezing rain that's about to work right over Clifton. That can ice things up in a hurry. Same with that little batch sitting there towards Hill County. Showing up as red when you take the winter mask off. So that's a sign there is some heavier rain in there. And the Brazos Valley, rather, things kind of drier. We are still seeing some showers towards Bryan College Station. Another couple of good bursts here over Hill County. One near Bynum, another one there near Blum that's lifting up. Looks like that one producing a little bit of lightning as well. So we have some more intense areas of freezing rain building at times, and we'll see these showers continuing. Again, that winter storm warning continuing through Thursday with more rain on the way for today. I'll time it all out for you and have a look at that 10-day forecast coming up.
Josh, thanks. And drivers got to be careful on this morning commute today. 25 News reporter Nakia Simon live from the Flying J in Waco. Nakia, how are the road conditions out there so far?
Good morning, Joey. The road conditions are beginning to pick up as the minutes and the hours goes by. Joining me this morning is Texas DPS Sergeant Mr. Ryan Howard. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know that we saw a huge accident happen in Copperas Cove. You don't cover that area, you cover McLennan County, but you told me this morning that you all are seeing road conditions starting to pick up.
Yes, we are seeing some slick roadways out towards Moody, between Moody and McGregor 317, as well as State Highway 6. Many of the bridges and the overpasses are kind of slicked over, frozen, so we're seeing the increase of crashes in those areas.
Something that TxDOT informed us, those are the locations that will begin to freeze over first. Can you just tell me a little bit more about what tips and advice you have for people who must and have to travel today?
Okay, the best tip I have is to stay at home. But if you have to get out on the road for any reason, you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time. Plan alternate routes, because if you have to take any of the bridges or overpasses, you might not want to take those because of the ice. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you slow down and increase your following distance. So don't be riding people's bumper, because you never know when somebody's going to stop.
There are going to be, as the ice freezing rain accumulates, there are going to be some slick spots that people might have to drive over. Do you have any advice when driving in ice or driving in these conditions?
So you don't want to stop if you're going up or downhill, and if you start to slide or skid or anything, you want to make sure you take your foot off the brake or off the gas pedal, and then that you steer in the direction that the vehicle is going. And then once you regain traction, then you can straighten yourself out and then either brake or continue going.
But the best way to avoid that is simply just stay home. Any more information for people who may want to keep up to date as the day goes by?
You can follow the Texas Department of Public Safety social media, as well as Texas Department of Transportation social media, which we tend to put updates on road conditions and what we're doing to keep people safe.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ryan Howard. As the conditions begin to worse here, we'll keep you up to date. Sergeant Ryan Howard will be out and about all morning long, and we'll keep you all updated as we head into more icy weather. Back to you, Joey.
All right, thank you, Nakia. And TxDOT pre-treating the roads in the Brazos Valley Monday ahead of the storm. The agency wants to keep drivers safe. TxDOT pre-treating those roads again, and here's what they're telling us.
We are starting working around the clock for 24/7 until the event leaves the Brazos Valley. We're doing this in all our 10 counties, Chris. We are starting to be prepared for the worst and praying for the best.
TxDOT reminding drivers the best thing to do is stay home. We keep hearing that, but if you have to go somewhere, slow down, look out for ice. The big concern during an ice storm is the chance of losing power. According to ERCOT, though, the state has enough power supply to keep up with the demand. It's always a good idea, though, to be prepared. KRHD anchor Paige Ellenberger live from Bryan with how to prepare now in case your power goes out later on. Paige, good morning.
Hey, Joey, good morning. Yeah, you said it best. If you don't have to leave home today, just stay home. The roads are getting pretty bad. I can tell you as of right now, they're not icing over, but they are really wet. So there are a few things you need to know when it comes to power outages. So first and foremost, take it slow on the roadways. Not only is this going to ensure the safety of yourself and for others around you, but the spokeswoman at the Bryan, Texas Utilities tells me that they're likely going to deal with more power outages due to people hitting utility poles and causing accidents than because of the weather this week. Secondly, if your power is still on at home, use it wisely. This is going to help the supply on the grid itself across the entire state. Now, if your power does go off at home and the lights are off, just be patient. Flick on one light to be sure that when the lights come back on, you'll know, and you'll be able to move forward accordingly. Megan Brown with BTU tells me that this week isn't going to be anything like the 2021 winter blast, but because of that storm, they're now more aware.
We always stand at the ready and go back and look and see, after any kind of event, we have a post-event analysis and see what we could do better next time.
And here's the good news. Brown tells me that she hasn't heard from the state or ERCOT just yet about a lack of supply on the grid itself. Reporting live from BTU in downtown Bryan, Paige Ellenberger, 25 News.
Paige, thanks for that. And just to our south here, not far from our area down in Austin, there have been several pileups of cars on the interstate and at least one death being reported there by firefighters so far. So again, not worth going somewhere if you don't have to. The same storm system there causing some big problems. Meanwhile, the Public Utility Commission of Texas and Oncor asking you to report power outages caused by downed lines. The icy weather causing concern. According to Oncor, it is prepared for the storm. Crews working 16-hour shifts around the clock. The company is not asking for any help yet, but that could change depending on how the demand and how much ice we get actually turns out. ERCOT says there won't be a problem this time around. Many schools are either delaying or canceling classes today. No school for Waco, Temple, Killeen, Midway, Robinson, or West ISD today. Bishop Riker Catholic School in Waco also closed, and also college students attending classes online today. Baylor, TSTC, Temple College, UMHB all going remote. A&M Central Texas also canceling classes on campus. Now, Central Texas College and Hill College also tell us they'll be closed. Texas A&M University in College Station, however, will be open as usual. And you'll find a list of school and business closures scrolling across the bottom of your screen during this newscast. And all that is on our website, too, if you want to take a look, kxxv.com. Hey, if you're cold, your pets are, too. In 9 minutes, what experts say you need to do today to protect your furry friends from this bitter cold. It is 6:38. First, though, some folks getting hit extra hard by this ice storm. Warming centers open now to help them out. We'll show you where.
And we're tracking more of these showers moving across central Texas. More ice on the way for today. I'll have your forecasts coming up.
Well, hopefully you've got everything in out of the weather that would have been impacted by it, because it's kind of too late now. Maybe this is your last chance because the ice is starting to build up.
Yeah, already the ice building up on things quickly. I mean, when I walked out the door this morning, there's a little thin layer of ice on the grass. The driveway was all right because we salted it, but a thin layer of ice on the grass, so that can cause issues, and that's a sign that our bridges are likely icing as well. In fact, let's take a look at those latest road conditions. Again, you can check this as you're walking out the door if you have to get on those roads. Again, if you don't have to, stay off of them, but if you have to get on them, please check this site before the drivetexas.org site. Each one of those roads are in that gray kind of white color there. That is where we are seeing those roads starting to ice over. That includes Highway 77 rolling south out of Waco, 6 rolling south out of Waco, Highway 7, also 317, 84. I checked Google Maps earlier, and 84 has a lot of traffic on it between McGregor and Waco, so we could be dealing with an accident there. And then on into Bosque and Hill County, the road's starting to ice up quite quickly thanks to heavier freezing rain that's falling there at this time. Already you can see a little bit of a sheen there on the new road from our Clark roofing cam in South Waco. That's a sign that we do have moisture on the roadways. That's likely freezing quickly with temperatures in the mid-20s. In the Clark roofing cam in Harker Heights, we have a little thin glaze of ice that's built up there on the camera lens. And then in Bryan College Station, things are above freezing officially right now. Aren't far from it though, 34. If that temperature drops 2 more degrees, you'll start to see issues there on the roads. Winter radar with those temperatures laid over it, you can tell that all of central Texas is below freezing. That's where we're having the showers starting to build in. This generally light freezing rain currently from Waco down through Lorena, Eddy, Troy into Temple. Again, this is light at this time, but we are seeing some little batches of moderate stuff trying to build in there from Salado towards Bartlett. And then here in our northern counties, look at this little lightning strike that showed up. A couple of them, Turnersville into Clifton. That is heavy freezing rain that is building in. And that does also extend across Lake Whitney into Hill County. Another one there over Walnut Springs. That's lifting up to the northeast. If you take the winter mode off it, you can tell just how heavy that is. Showing up as red currently on the radar. So that can add up quickly and really lead to that icing. Also in San Saba, some light to moderate rain at this time. Down into the Brazos Valley, things are rather quiet at this time, but that freezing line not far away from you. If that continues to work east, we may start to see some issues there. And in Limestone County, a couple of light to moderate showers as well. There's more building back over the hill country. This has still got to work in, so we will see these rain chances continue to go up as we go through the morning, and that's why that winter storm warning is issued through Thursday now. This has been updated to include Brazos County. Does not include Grimes County at this time. Could be extended a little further here as we go on into the next few days. As far as today's concerned, upper 20s, lower 30s, those rain chances holding on. I think we'll be dealing with freezing rain and sleet all the way through the morning commute on Thursday. We may finally warm above freezing late Thursday afternoon. That could bring an end to some of this. Future Track shows you that burst that's happening right now over our northwestern counties. It tries to bring in another burst here for the middle of the day, right over Waco, Temple, Killeen. That would lead to some significant icing there. And then overnight, we try to dry out tonight, but there in the overnight hours, we get another little burst coming in, and that will likely lead to more issues there for that Wednesday morning commute. And when you see these heavier bursts like this is when that ice can really start to add up. In fact, we could be talking about another quarter to half inch of ice on the way, with more coming Thursday morning. So this is going to be an issue that continues as we round out the rest of this week. We'll be above freezing finally Thursday afternoon. That'll help. Your Central Texas 10-day forecast keeping those temperatures in the lower 30s by Wednesday, upper 30s on Thursday. Then we try to get closer to the 70s early next week. Brazos Valley a little warmer. You may creep below freezing today, but then we start to warm up. 40s coming up Thursday and 60s by next week.
All right, Josh, if you do have to go somewhere to warm up, community centers, shelters, and churches are opening their doors for the next few days. The Dewey Community Center in Waco is one of them. They plan to stay open until at least Wednesday morning, depending on the weather. You can take a pet there if you keep them in a crate. It's just one of the warming centers, but they do have room for at least 40 people. You see they have cots there and blankets. In Killeen, the Moss Rose Community Center open now through Wednesday night. In Temple, the Salvation Army on Avenue G and Impact Church on Adams Avenue are both open. And in Waco, there's the Salvation Army on Webster Avenue and the Dewey Community Center we just saw on 9th. Again, in Harker Heights, the Central Fire Station and Police Station on Indian Trail will be open. Several warming centers are also up and running in the Brazos Valley. Street Ministries in Rockdale on North Main Street. The Hearn Police Station also taking people in. And if the power goes out in Rosebud, the D. Brown building will turn into a warming center. On days like today, important to remember the 4 Ps: people, plants, pets, and pipes. Of course, up next year, we'll hear from experts about how to protect your pooch from this bitter cold. At 6:46, we'll be right back. It's 6:48. Don't forget about your pets. Important to keep those animals inside in this freezing weather. 25 News reporter Diamond Dixon shows you what you need to know.
Nancy George is a volunteer at the City of Cameron Pound. She walks the dogs, does their laundry, and helps transport them to their future home. She says even when it's cold out, dogs still need to stretch their legs.
It was sleeting this morning, so I didn't walk them, but I'd open it up and let them run around the facility while I was cleaning out their kennels and changing their bedding.
Animal Control Officer Sandra Rich says when temperatures are frigid, limit your dog's time outside.
Put them on leash, take them out, bring them right back in.
Yes.
Keep them as warm as possible. That's the best advice I can give them.
While it's normal practice to salt our roads and sidewalks, Rich says it's harmful to your dog's paws.
It's sodium, and they absorb through their paw pads, so it's not really good to put salts and stuff like that down for them.
Rich says they are a kill shelter, and while they are not at capacity at this time, foster families are needed. The group Milam Touch of Love helps spread that message, along with helping care for the pooches waiting for a home.
Through Milam Touch of Love, they make it happen for us and other shelters that are in our surrounding area as well. They just take care of us. They help us get spades, neuters, bedding, meds, flea meds, wormers, things like that. They're an amazing group.
If you are interested in adopting a dog, the Animal Control Office has a Foster to Adopt program where you can see if you and your future four-legged friend are a good match before formally adopting. Reporting, Diamond Dixon, KRHD News.
We've got the latest school closures coming up here in 90 seconds.
And I'm tracking the latest on your forecast. We'll have another update on it coming up.
6:52 now. A lot of school districts either delaying or canceling school today. No school for Waco, Temple, Killeen, Midway, Robinson, or West ISD today. We're also learning Bishop Riker Catholic School in Waco is closed too. College students will be attending class online today at Baylor, TSTC, Temple College, and UMHB, all going remote. A&M Central Texas is canceling their on-campus classes. Central Texas College and Hill College are also closed. Texas A&M University, though, in College Station, saying they'll stay open as usual. If you do need somewhere to go to warm up in Killeen, the Moss Rose Community Center is open right now through Wednesday night. In Temple, the Salvation Army on Avenue G and Impact Church on Adams Avenue are both open. In Waco, there's the Salvation Army on Webster Avenue and the Dewey Community Center on 9th Street. In Harker Heights, the Central Fire Station and Police Station on Indian Trail will be open. There are also some warming centers across the Brazos Valley that are open now. Street Ministries in Rockdale open on North Main Street. The Hearn Police Station also taking people in. And if the power goes out in Rosebud, they tell us the D. Brown building will turn into a warming center. Dangerous road conditions, though. We've seen reports of pileups, at least in the Austin area, just to the south of us, Josh. And one person has been killed already in one of those accidents. So it's a hint that, you know, we shouldn't be on the roads if we don't have to. Yeah, and just think about it. Austin has not seen as much rain as we have. So that means that our roads in some spots could be worse than what they're dealing with in Austin. That's why you need to check this website before you go anywhere today. Try to stay off the roads, but if you have to get out on them, go to drivetexas.org, check and make sure none of these roads that you're going to take are ice covered. Each of these that are showing up is white here, that little white tint with the gray outline, that's where we're seeing ice and snow reported, and that is going to be the case now on I-14 from Temple through Belton on into Fort Hood. They're now reporting ice. I added 281 in Hamilton County reporting ice, most of Bosque County, Highway 6 into Waco, 340 into Waco, and 35 from Waco down through Temple now reporting ice as well. So again, don't get on the roads if you don't have to, and if you have to, be very, very careful. Give yourself 30 minutes extra time and plenty of room between you and the car in front of you, and please take it slow. You can already see a sheen of some of the ice developing there on New Road in South Waco. We have ice on our Clark Roofing Cam in Harker Heights. That's a sign the bridges are going to be iced over as well. And then at Bryan College Station at this time, things are rather quiet, but there are some showers trying to work through the area. We have bursts of heavy freezing rain across parts of Central Texas. Most of this is light to moderate, but we are seeing those occasional heavier bursts. There is a little moderate burst here just off to the west of Bruceville Eddy. Some light freezing rain falling in Waco currently. Bell County, rather light precipitation at this time, though we are seeing little bursts trying to develop there just north of Bartlett. In our northern counties, though, this is where it's the heaviest. Some of this even producing lightning from north of Clifton. This is going to cross Lake Whitney. It's actually showing up as red when you take off the winter mask, so that does tell you it is some pretty heavy rain. Again, that's falling into super cold air, so it is freezing on contact. Some thunder sleet back down towards Brownwood as well. And in the Brazos Valley, things are rather quiet right now. There is some freezing drizzle, and that freeze line still off to the west of Bryan College Station. We'll see if it can make its way in there still. Give yourself that extra time. Watch for those slick roadways. Still some bursts moving through parts of Limestone County, and there's more developing over the hill country that's still got to lift up over. So our heavier ice is still set to come today. This is just the start of conditions that will continue to deteriorate through the day
and even into tomorrow. By the time it's all said and done, could see a quarter to a half inch of ice. That's why that winter storm warning is in place for most of central Texas and the Brazos Valley. We'll see temperatures in the upper 20s, lower 30s continuing. And this is going to be something that causes major impacts, not only here, down to Austin, up to Dallas-Fort Worth, out to Abilene and San Angelo before it's all said and done. So if you are traveling, know that that is going to be an issue. We'll see another burst here as we go into the middle of the day. Should see things wind down a little bit later on this afternoon into this evening. Then overnight, we'll see another burst into the morning. And this could be a heavier burst than what we have seen today. And we'll also see another burst as we get on into your Thursday as well. Central Texas 10-day forecast keeping temperatures in the low 30s, upper 30s by Thursday. It looks like we'll warm into the 60s getting on into early next week. And in the Brazos Valley, those mid-30s continue. Could be close to the upper 60s early next week as well.
All right, live weather coverage coming up during GMA from us. We'll see you back here at 11 as well.